Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden in the depths of a remote mountain town? Prepare to uncover a tale of courage, redemption, and the power of one man's choice to make a difference. In a secluded valley of the Rocky Pines, where endless forests stretched to the horizon and morning mist cloaked winding trails, nestled the small town of Maple Ridge. Its residents lived simple lives, relying on ranching, hunting, and legal timber work. But the quiet was about to be shattered by the arrival of a Marine Corps veteran seeking refuge from his past. Daniel Reed, at 42, carried the weight of battlefields few could imagine. Cities offered no solace for his haunted soul, so he chose Maple Ridge as his sanctuary. His sole companion was Midnight, a majestic black horse whose eyes seemed to mirror the vast sky above. Together, they formed an inseparable bond, Midnight understanding Daniel's need for silence. Daniel's life in Maple Ridge was one of routine and solitude. He occupied a modest wooden cabin on the forest's edge, rising with the sun to tend to midnight before embarking on long rides through mountain trails. Some days he hunted, others he lent a hand to locals mending fences or transporting supplies. Though a man of few words, Daniel's calm demeanor, physical prowess, and quiet integrity earned him the town's respect. As autumn painted the valley in hues of gold, Daniel and Midnight were returning from the northern creek. When a sharp metallic crash pierced the air, Midnight's ears pricked forward, and Daniel urged him towards the sound. At the bottom of a ravine, they discovered an overturned green Jeep, smoke billowing from its crumpled hood. Inside, a woman fought weakly to free herself, blood staining her forehead. Daniel swiftly secured Midnight to a nearby pine and scrambled down to help. He recognized the injured woman as Elena Marquez, a dedicated forest ranger known for her passion for conservation. Gently, he extracted her from the wreckage and used his jacket to stem the bleeding. As he searched for a working radio, Elena gripped his hand, her voice barely above a whisper but filled with urgency. "This wasn't an accident. Morton Timber. ... They're hiding something. I have proof." The name Morton Timber sent a chill through Daniel. The company dominated the local logging industry, providing jobs but also rumored to engage in illegal practices. Yet concrete evidence had always remained elusive. Daniel realized Elena's life was in danger. This was no random accident. He brought her to his cabin, tending to her wounds as she regained strength. Over the following days, Elena revealed the full extent of her discovery. She had spent months secretly tracking Morton Timber's activities, uncovering their illegal logging operations in a protected reserve. Photos, documents was stored on a small drive. It was this information that had made her a target. As Daniel listened, a long-dormant fire ignited within him. For years, he had chosen isolation, avoiding conflict. But faced with Elena's courage and the threat to justice, he could no longer stand idly by. That night, guided by Elena's directions, Daniel and Midnight ventured into the forest. Under the cover of darkness, they reached the restricted areas Elena had described. The moonlight revealed a landscape scarred by indiscriminate logging, stumps stretching as far as the eye could see. Daniel meticulously documented the destruction, but his mission was far from unnoticed. A group of burly men emerged from the shadows, Morton's hired muscle. Armed with clubs and knives, their intent was clear. "Didn't think anyone would snoop around here," one sneered. "Old man, best walk away, otherwise you'll stay buried in this forest." Daniel's military training surged to the forefront. As the first attacker lunged, he sidestepped with fluid grace, delivering a crushing blow that sent the man crumpling to the ground. Midnight reared, his powerful hooves striking sparks against stone, forcing the others back. The ensuing fight was brutal, but Daniel's skill, combined with Midnight's strength, proved too much for their assailants. The thugs retreated into the darkness, hurling curses as they fled. Back at the cabin, Daniel and Elena pored over the gathered information. The scope of Morton Timber's corruption was staggering. Illegal logging was just the tip of the iceberg. They uncovered evidence of forged documents, interstate lumber smuggling, and money laundering through a network of shell companies. Exposing this would send shockwaves through the region and implicate high-ranking officials. But they needed more. Together, they formulated a plan to infiltrate Morton Timber's headquarters in Maple Ridge. Under cover of night, they slipped past the perimeter fence, with Midnight standing guard outside. Inside, they discovered a treasure trove of incriminating evidence, falsified contracts, and lists of payoffs. Alina copied digital files while Daniel gathered physical documents. Their luck ran out as alarms suddenly blared to life. Floodlights blazed and the barking of guard dogs filled the air. Daniel grabbed Elena's hand and they sprinted for the rear exit. Outside, Midnight stood ready. They vaulted onto his back just as the first bullets whizzed past. The powerful horse carried them to safety, thundering into the depths of the forest. Though they had escaped, Daniel knew Morton would stop at nothing now. Soon, unfamiliar faces began appearing in Maple Ridge, asking pointed questions about him and Alina. Fear spread among the townsfolk, but beneath it, a quiet current of support began to grow. Many had suffered under Morton's iron grip on the region. With their evidence secured, Daniel and Alina reached out to state authorities. A coordinated raid was set in motion. As dawn broke over Maple Ridge, a fleet of police vehicles descended on Morton Timber's compound. The search lasted hours, unearthing a mountain of damning evidence: forged records, illegal lumber stockpiles, and hidden equipment. Morton himself, along with his inner circle, were led away in handcuffs before the stunned eyes of the entire town. The news spread like wildfire. Maple Ridge breathed a collective sigh of relief, freed from the shadow that had loomed over it for so long. Lena was hailed as a hero for her unwavering dedication to the truth. But it was Daniel Reed who captured the town's imagination, the recluse who had emerged as their unexpected champion. At the ceremony held to honor their bravery, Daniel stood uncomfortably beside Alina and Midnight. As the sun crested the valley, applause thundered through the town square. Though he shifted uneasily under the attention, Daniel felt something stir within him that he thought had been lost forever, a sense of belonging. From that day forward, Daniel was no longer the hermit of the mountains. He became Maple Ridge's silent guardian, working alongside Alina to protect the forests they both loved. Midnight still carried him along shadowed trails, but no longer in solitude. Now, horse and rider stood as living symbols of loyalty and strength for the entire community. And so, a veteran once lost to his demons found redemption. A passionate ranger continued her mission to defend nature, and a noble black horse became an emblem of courage. Thanks to their combined efforts, Maple Ridge reclaimed the peace and justice it had long deserved.